Over the past several months, I've taken on a huge project which has been to completely overhaul and redesign all of the extensions that I've made for the straight contra clarinets, including the Selmer Bundy and Paris Contra-alto clarinet, the Leblanc 352 Contra-alto clarinet, the Leblanc 342 Contrabass clarinet, and the Vito Contrabass clarinet. So in total, that's 5 extensions. And the goal of this was to really improve upon and fix a bunch of the idiosyncrasies and quirks that the original extensions had. And the most important addition that everyone loves is the inclusion of a low B natural on all of the extensions. So every extension is now capable of playing a low B natural, but you can still get it in a low C. So I want to talk about the improvements that I've made to the extension designs with the full overhaul of the design. And the original extensions, they worked well, but I thought they could work even better. And with this new overhaul, I decided to focus on improving the intonation, the ergonomics, and the response of the notes. And I'll start by talking about this one that I'm holding, which is the Selmer Bundy or Selmer Paris Contra-alto extension. Both instruments actually fit the exact same extension, which is great. And so the main issue with the original extension was that it sort of deadened the low E and low E flat, because instead of venting straight out of the bell, you vented it out of an extension. And because of the way that sort of whatever physics happened, the low E and low E flat, they were a bit stuffier than if you were to use the original bell. So I've used a modified bore design this time in the bottom bend, which allows the low E and low E flat to remain big and full. As you can hear, those notes are all very big and beefy. And you might notice there's an addition of a very small vent here. And this is actuated when you close low B natural. And you can either close low B natural with your thumb or with your pinky. And this extra vent is to help raise the pitch of the low C, which originally was a little bit flat, but I didn't like that, so I raised the pitch of it. Next up, I'd like to talk about the improvements I've made to my contrabass clarinet extensions. And the Vito and 342 contrabass clarinets, they actually share pretty much the exact same design of extension, except for the receiver and the thumb keys. And the main improvement that I've made to the Vito and the 342 extension is that there is now an additional key down here on the bottom bend. And this is actuated when you press low D. And what this additional vent does is it raises the pitch of the low E flat so that it's more in tune. The problem on the original extensions was that because of the bend, I couldn't really put the tone hole down low enough to keep the low E flat in tune. So the low E flat was around 15-20 cents flat. But by using this additional vent, it raises the pitch of the low E flat, so now it is in tune. Last but not least is the Leblanc 352 Contra-alto clarinet. And there's just a lot that I can talk about the extension on this instrument, so I've made a separate video where I dive deeper into this particular instrument and the extension. But the gist of it is that not only is this an extension key down to low B natural with an optional low B flat, but this extension fixes the notoriously stuffy low E natural that you get with the stock bell of the instrument, and fixes the intonation of the low E and low E flat, which you would get with the stock bell of the instrument. In addition to the extensions, I've also taken the opportunity to update my designs for the left-hand A-flat, E-flat key, which I offer for contraltos and contrabass clarinets. And while this is an auxiliary key, it's actually not a part of the extension. It sort of looks like it, but that's just because there's so much attached onto the instrument. But this is completely separate from the extension. And the key comes standard on a lot of B flats and some altos and bass clarinets, and it's a very useful key, especially for passages where you're using your pinkies a lot and the alternate becomes very useful, or if you need to jump from the extended range up to A flat because you need to keep your right hand pinky down for all the extended range notes. Of course, that doesn't mean this is the end of development for these extensions, because there might be things that I might want to fix or change or update or improve on in the future. But as of right now, I'm very happy with the current state of these extensions, and it's been so great seeing people use them outside in performances and rehearsals and just hearing great things about them. I think the most popular ones right now are for the Selmer Bundy or Selmer Paris and the Vito extensions. There are a few of the 342 extensions out there also, and a few of my paperclip low B extensions out there also. But anyways, thank you all so much for the support, and thank you all for watching, and have a great day.